Hey, what's going on, folks? So, today we're diving into mindset hacks to shift your mindset to abundance in 2024. But before we get started, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Chantal Lovell, and I help online business owners create personal brands of their own through highly leveraged content strategies so that they can do less and have more fun in their process. So, if you're an online business owner, course creator, affiliate marketer, you sell physical products, digital products, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I share weekly insights, tips, tricks, hacks, etc. of all the live strategies that are working for both myself and my clients, which you can take away and inject into your own business and brand. So today we're going to be chatting about shifting your mindset to play a game of abundance instead of scarcity. And going into the end of the year, and as we charge up to starting 2024, it really is a good time to reflect on the things that have and are going right in your business. So a few things we can think about, right, is where you are now versus this time last year. Sometimes I think we're so in the thick and in the weeds of our business that we never really stop and reflect on all the cool shit that we're doing in real time in our business, right? So if I consider where I am now versus where I was this time last year, most of 2022, I was an active affiliate marketer for different products and services, which I still am. But at the beginning of this year, I decided to pivot my brand and start to offer my own coaching and consulting services, where I help folks start and build ecosystems of their own and go on to monetize small audiences through the content they create. We really do a deep dive into offer creation, mindset hacks, like I said, content creation, and actually humanizing the DM process. And apart from that, I've actually gone on to build my own course. So, it's really good to kind of sit and think about all the things that you've created and done in the process, because it's such a journey of transformation, so you can really think about what growth you've had in that process, not just the growth on a business level, how things have changed emotionally, mentally, what type of person you are now versus then, the actual other wins that you're having that are not just monetary and business related. For example, I actually ran an ultra marathon this year, and I've been attempting to do that since 2020, and because of injuries and things like that, I haven't been able to actually complete. So going ahead and changing strategies and doing different things, I've actually been able to do that. So you've really got to think about the growth you're having, and the optimizations you've created to design a business that's more in core alignment with you, right? So using highly leveraged content is actually remove different parts of my my business process. I've been able to completely eliminate high pressure sales calls. I no longer use things like cold DMs or mass adding friends. So you can really think about the optimizations you're making in real time to have a business that really works for you, right, and a process that you really enjoy. You can think about the clients you've helped and what they've actually achieved. I always say this often with my clients is, when you actually start to work with folks and actually help them achieve things in their business, it's a completely different feeling than just, doing well in your own business. Being able to take a client who was struggling and actually help them progress in their business to X result is a massive thing to kind of think about. You can reflect on the investments you've made. I actively invest $1,000 a month for coaching in my own business. And when I first got started online, I didn't even have $50 in my pocket, and I couldn't actually come up with that investment. So, you can really see the contrast of not being able to afford $50 a month, even to actually be able to go on and actively invest $1,000 to continue to inject things into your business. You can think about the assets that you've stacked, the different trainings you've created, different programs, different courses, master classes, even creating offer docs and things like that. The resources you've created, templates, tips, tricks, strategies, anything that you've really created, which you've been able to stack in your own vault, and taking this and really being able to use all of those angles in your own copy, right? So you can really start to open your mind and open your business to all of the things you are achieving and are going to achieve, rather than all the things you're not achieving and that you don't feel you've got yet, right? So you can really shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. So I spoke about this on one of my posts in my actual group within the last week, where, sometimes we get so fixated on the no in our business on an internal and external level that we forget to focus on all the things that are going right, yes, and all the yeses. So there's a lot of internal things we could be saying to ourselves that we need to shift. So internal things like the word no, right? So saying no to different opportunities, or no to being coached, or no to specific things that could really help us, right? You could be saying words like I can't tell you how many times I actually got in my own way by just saying I can't do that, rather than going I'll try and do that, right? So even though it's a small little shift in your wording, I can't and I'll try, moves you from that scarcity to abundance, right? I'm too tired. It's so easy to buy into the excuse that we're tired. Instead of going, I'm energetic, I've got a lot of energy to get these things done. These pockets of time that I've got available, I'm going to use to actually maximize, right? I'll do it tomorrow, nothing like procrastination. I actually have a 5-second rule where if I have to think about something for longer than 5 seconds, I procrastinate so much that I talk myself out of it. So doing it now instead of doing it tomorrow, right? I want to watch that Netflix documentary. I was trying to watch a Netflix documentary over the weekend, but I've fallen so in love with my process and with my clients that I ended up spending that hour or 2 hours that I was going to spend watching a Netflix documentary back in my business because I was enjoying my process, right? So I'm going to go to that party this weekend instead, rather, you're putting yourself in a really unenergetic space by actually removing yourself from things that are positive, I don't deserve it. Something that we always, a lot of folks can actually really get into, that for a long time, I didn't think I deserved this business. And that's why, as much as folks think it's quite woo-woo, all of the mindset stuff in the business, it really can play a part into the success, in the direction that you're going with things. When you don't clear things like this up, I don't deserve it, I'm not good enough, just by shifting the words of, I do deserve this, I've worked hard for it, I've invested in it, I'm helping people, right? So just that shift in the conversations you're having with yourself can play such a massive part in your business, right? Things like everyone else is better than me. I'm sure everyone's faced it once somewhere in their life where there's imposter syndrome, where it's so easy to look at what everybody else is doing and the things that they're achieving, that you actually stop focusing on your own journey in your own lane, forgetting that we all have our own path to walk, right? Maybe I should just go back and get a job. For me, there was definitely periods over the last 3 years where I thought, shit, I don't know if I can continue to take the ebbs and flows of this online entrepreneurial game. And so many people in my life were saying, go and get a real job, give up on your online business. This isn't a real business. So there's a lot of things internally that could be going on that hold you back and really just get you into a scarcity-based mindset, right? There's external things that you could be hearing from other folks as well, right? All the family members and friends that don't actually agree with what you're doing. For those of you who do have friends and family that support you no matter what, you're very, very lucky. But for a high percentage of both myself and my clients, there isn't that support from an external level. So they could be saying things like, she doesn't have a real business, right? I put that as the top because it's what I hear all the time, right? Are you really trying to be an influencer? Go and get a real job. You're the laughing stock of the family. That was told to me for at least the first year of my online business. And it's really hard when you look up to people and you care about people and they're saying things like that to you. You can really get inside your head and think it's never going to work, or that things are actually that this is not the right business model for you, right? You're never going to win in this. Your time has passed to succeed in business. You failed a million times before. For those of you who don't know, I've been in traditional business models for over 20 years, and I chased profit for all of those 20 years, and not one of them was in the green, right? So you start to wonder, hey, shit, is the entrepreneurial life really for me? I've failed this many times. Like, can I actually succeed in this, right? Things like, she's so boring now. She used to be the life of the party. Again, for those of you who don't know, I have a really crazy past, and I dealt with a lot of different things over the years, including a massive party life, right? And you have to cut off a lot of those connections eventually if you're actually going to progress in your own life. And so I am considered boring and not the life of the party anymore. And that's okay. We aren't inviting you anymore because of what you're trying to achieve. This has become a big one in the last year, where I just started losing the invite just because of what I was trying to achieve in my business and life, right? So what all of those things do on an internal and external level is it really, removes you from keeping your eyes on all the things that are saying yes, right? So a few examples of how you can shift your internal dialogue. For example, a scarcity mindset would be going, I didn't get loads of folks jump in my group. Only 11 new members, right? If you're coming from a place of abundance, you'll be going, shit, it would have taken me over a month to generate leads like this a year ago. And now I have 11 new relationships to open and loads of sales opportunities. So, just that shift in words changes your whole mindset from, oh my gosh, this is actually what's happening in my business. I'm grateful for the new lead flow. I can't believe my business is growing. This is magnificent. Rather than going, shit, that's all I'm getting. For a big percentage of the beginning of my business, my group growth was tremendously slow. For the first 2 years, it took me about, I'd say, it was full 2 years to actually grow my group to 300 members. And then I took on the group juice strategies and started using them in my business, and it exploded by 200% in 2 months. And you've really got to look at that and go, shit, okay, because I did that one strategy, this is what's happened to my business, and start to operate from that place, right? Another example of scarcity is my content and messaging is wrong. Something is off, and maybe I need to take or add to it. So again, getting into your head, like maybe you're making mistakes, maybe what you're saying isn't right, or it isn't getting across to the right person, right? Whereas your abundance mindset would say, I'm going to gather data and feedback from what I've posted so that I know what to test and tweak for it differently based on the goal of my content, right? So using everything as a test rather than going, shit, things are not working, right? Another example of scarcity is I'm lacking a little bit of everything. Super busy with Christmas. I'm fucked when I get home. Okay, an abundance mindset goes, I've got a solid process in place. So if you've already got a solid process in place and it's actually working, then all you need to do is maximize on the pockets of time that you have available to actually keep the needle moving forward in your business. So again, operating from that place of abundance. So you'll start to move with a do it now, no matter what it costs you, because your life depends on it mentality, right? If you want to make it work, then you need to find a way to make it work around your challenges and not the other way around. That's why you'll hear me often say and recommend that you build your business and brand around you, right? And not the other way around. So when you focus on what counts only and take everything as feedback and data so you can enhance the process, then what that's going to make you do is remove aimless scrolling through your different profiles and through TikTok and things like that, right? You'll become a bigger producer than you are a consumer. What it's going to actually remove is staring out the window with imposter syndrome, thinking of what to say, because you're operating from a place of getting feedback and testing different things rather than, oh my gosh, I'm not like that person. I can't put content out like that person. I don't sound like them. I'm not doing as well as them. Right? So completely just shifts the way you operate in your business, right? Your hesitation to get into the DMs and start building connections will change because you actually jump in again and start to actually build a relationship, see where it goes, diagnose folks, build connection, rather than just going, shit, maybe that person doesn't want my offer. Maybe that person's not going to do business with me. It completely takes the pressure off. And you'll start to operate from a place where you have zero panics about making and sending offers because all you're doing is testing to see what works based on the feedback you're getting from your audience, right? So there's a few mindset hacks to shift your mindset to abundance in 2024. Really hope they help. Would love to hear down in the comments, what you thought about it, what your takeaways were, if this is going to help in your business. I'll also be dropping this training doc down in the comments below so you can get yourself a copy. Feel free to take it, read it, revert to it, extract what you can for your own business. Like I said, if this has been helpful, subscribe to my channel. Look out for the video next week for next week's weekly insights. Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a good day.